Thank you so much for stopping by today. I, of course, am Louis Porter Jr. And today we're going to talk about something I found on the web that was kind of like interesting that hit me in the face, boom, boom. So I was like, oh, wait, what? So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it. Today's topic was going to be using Patreon to build your fans is like using a screwdriver to hammer a nail. And, that was kind of like, ooh, shocking. Now, that came today from webcomics.com. I'm a fan of webcomics. Well, the website specifically and regular webcomics, but this site is done by Brad Geiger, who's been doing this for at least 10, 15, 20 years, maybe probably 20, because I've been watching at least 10 years when I first started watching Webcomics Weekly, and it was very inventive, very interesting. And then they've expanded it now to the Comic Lab, and there's a lot of smart stuff about business. And even though it's comic book related, a lot of this can relate directly to role playing games and things like that. And this is one of those instances where I was just, I read the first paragraph. This is off the website, and it kind of hit me like a lightning bolt because I was like, I think I've thought this, but I didn't really think it like this. And so let me read you what he wrote, and so you get better context. Patreon is not for audience building. That's the first thing. This is one of the biggest misconceptions among creators who use Patreon. Patreon is not designed to enable you to grow your audience. Patreon has one job that it accomplishes remarkably well: to help you monetize the audience you've already built. If you've expected to use Patreon to build your readership, you're using a screwdriver to try to hammer a nail. And I'm one of those people who thought, well, yeah, you get on Patreon, you of course build your fan base from it. But after reading this, it's got me thinking, well, wait a minute, have I been doing this totally wrong? Am I looking at this at the absolute wrong way? And of course, this is part of his pay site. You got to pay to get more. And it's one of those things. And I've been on this free site for years. So now I'm even thinking like, well, maybe I need to pay for this because this seems interesting. And I mean, like I said, I trust his work. I trust the information he gives. I mean, I bought both of the books he's written, which he's involved with. The first one being How to Make Webcomics, which is amazing. Still one of my favorite books. So much good information on that book. And then the second one, the Webcomics Handbook, which I think is a great upgrade to the original book. And if you don't have either one, just check them out. They're worth every cent. It doesn't matter if you make comics, role-playing games, whatever. The information he gives you is good just to have. Going to shows, what to expect, how to make shows profitable. Just tons and tons and tons of good information. So when I saw this, I trusted them. I want to think about this. So I gotta wonder, if Patreon isn't for building your audience and it's really just there to satisfy your audience. Maybe I've been using Patreon the totally wrong way. Because I know for myself, I've been trying to draw more and more people into Patreon and get them more interested. But I think after this, I think I might be doing it wrong, and I might need to take a real forward look at what's going on and what have I missed and what's the most obvious thing I might have missed. Because I thought I was doing it right. Maybe I wasn't. I mean, we have 30 patrons right now that are solid people who've given us money every month and has helped us grow. But at the same time, you wonder, it's like, well, maybe I am doing this the wrong way. And maybe that explains certain things. Like you look at, for example, I know Green Ronin. They have like 120 plus people on there. So they're 4 times larger than we are. But that being said, it's like, well, shouldn't they be larger? I mean, because if we've got 30 and we're a tiny group, I figured they would be at least 10 times bigger than us, a minimum, 300 people wouldn't surprise me. But I don't think they have 300. It's like 120 something, or maybe 130 now. But still, that's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. And I know they do a lot of supplemental stuff by updating their second edition stuff to the third edition. Oh, sorry, first and second edition stuff to third edition. So they've got that. We're kind of putting out new stuff. So I'm just wondering which one of us is right and which one of us is wrong. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe we don't know that yet. But I don't know, man. I think there's something there. Maybe, just maybe, I should really look into it and find out what's going on and maybe get back to you. But what do you all think? Am I crazy? Or is it crazy to think that Patreon isn't for building an audience? Is Patreon maybe not for that? Do us some huge favors below. Put a comment below. Click the like button if you like this one. Click the dislike if you dislike it. We're good either way. But tell us what you think, because I'm kind of interested now. This has got me a little worried in a good kind of way. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you all later.